Hello, I am Mariano Gutierrez Alarcón and welcome to the 12th Man Academy, the show that asks the questions we believe the fans want to know about football. Joining me for this series is well-known and passionate manager Gus Poyet and our voice of the fans, long-suffering supporter Stephen Brown. Together, we will get inside the pitch and hope to answer your doubts about managing at the top end of the game, while we get the inside track of being a top-level football manager. In each episode, we get a better understanding of the thoughts, the decision-making, and the philosophies of a top-level coach, from picking a club captain to tactics and team identity as we connect the fans to the manager. In this series, we reference to past events as we use examples that were happening in the football world at the time we recorded this podcast. In our second part episode of the set pieces, we look at the anatomy of a free kick.
Free kicks. So how would you train, for example, the free kicks like there's like corners, like the long distance, the striker, the player who strikes the ball cannot directly hit the target and have an opportunity. Are there different types? How do you train them?
Yeah, there is something similar depending on the characteristic of the deliver. We used to hit certain targets depending on how the position defends. And you need a lot of practice in there because there is movements and there is responsibilities. And that needs repetition and it's boring, but you need to do it because, for example, my experience in Sunderland, it was spectacular with Seb Larsson. His delivery was outstanding and we used him a lot and we won games, important games because of his step-place delivery. So I think that you must do it because you're going to have. Now, me, I got a limit. There is a moment on the pitch. From the middle of the park, I don't go. Going past the middle of the park, depending, but it's just, let's say the last 35 yards. And depending on where is the ball, there is a different kind of delivery and different kind of targets. But they are all trained. They are all training. And when the players, they see that it works, they love it. When nothing happens in the games and you cannot score a goal is when they start losing confidence and you need to find solutions or find new options.
Different. Okay, the delivery, you have a great delivery, perfect
delivery is easy. Timing. The timing is most difficult.
But then
remember that timing, you can try to train, but when you have the timing, it's easier. Okay. We talk about me heading. I had the timing to jump at the right time. I didn't. Nobody teach me. It's a quality. Now there is players that they go the distance. We know where the ball is gonna go. So you need to know how far you are and how well the ball is gonna land in there. And you see players sometimes going too far back. And I'm standing there and saying, "You're not gonna get there." Yeah, don't worry. Okay, deliver. They don't get there. I say, it's too far. I mean, you need a motorbike to get there. So you try to work with it. Now there is players that are very easy. Again, they are all different. Remember, they don't learn the same way. So you need to teach them practically individual, how you want them to go in there.
Just thinking when you're talking about yourself and your abilities and it becoming natural, but do you think that's anything to do? Don't you have a basketball background?
Yes, I do. And definitely the basketball helped me, but also the personality, because look, it's always, I know we're talking because I'm here, but anecdotes. When I went to the national team one time, we were training a place in Uruguay, and it was a player had a good delivery, and they wanted me to go to the near post to flick. And I turned and looked at the coach and I said, "Mister, don't send me to flick. I'm gonna score. It's the only thing I can do, heading the ball. I mean, let me head the ball proper. Send somebody else to flick it." Now, that's my character. Other players, they say, okay, the coach sent me to flick. I go and flick it. Now, me, I want you to score. So then he sent a defender, and the defender looked at me like saying, "Oh, thank you very much. Now I need to go and flick it." I said, "But listen, you're a defender. I'm an offensive player. My ability is to head the ball." So it's depending as well how you deal with this situation as a coach. The coach, with me at that time, it was fantastic. Let me go back for the second ball, for the flick, for me to attack in on timing, depending on the flick, the height, the power, so many things. I like that from the player. I like that. When I put someone and say, okay, this player, look, I show them, he got this delivery and we're going to do this. So, okay, my idea is you here. Can I go behind him? Yeah, no problem. But remember here, that's your spot. That's yours, because the ball is going to drop there. So then I try to make them feel comfortable and not to force them to do something that they do. For example, I didn't have 5 top players with the national team, and we sent the little one to go in front of the goalkeeper, and he loved it. It was stopping the goalkeeper a little bit without making a foul, because now it's VAR, but he worked on it. And that for the coach is great, because it's someone who's helping you for the rest to score. Now, maybe you fans, this is a good point, Mariano, don't realize that, because you see the delivery and the header, and you say, wow, what a delivery, what a header. And maybe that was because somebody else stopped someone from coming, a little block, a little bit of taking away someone for him to create the space. And that's the things that we need to show or try to talk about for the fans. Don't look only about the delivery and the header. Try to look at the replay after a home and see somebody make a run and attract someone to leave a space for somebody else to attack. Or somebody was standing in front of the goalkeeper, not letting him come and collect the ball. Or, things that happen in a movement, that the ball ends at the back of the net, but because somebody that maybe the fans, they don't know. And that's the nice part of football.
And how complex are these plans? It depends on the teams that you're playing against. It depends on the characteristics of your players.
First, characteristics of your players, because there is every week. It's the most important. Then I like to look at the opposition and take advantage. I make an example. Liverpool, CR close to the near post in the CR box is Van Dijk. Are you going to cross to Van Dijk for him to head it away? You remember Drogba at Chelsea, how many times he headed the ball away. You need to move him or block him or not hitting the ball where they are, because they are very good in the air. That's logic for me. People maybe doesn't think, because we cross it there. But that's Van Dijk. He's going to head it away. Or you're going to have the chance for him to head it away. So there is things that you need to work to try to take advantage with your qualities, but also with the quality of the position. So
in terms of set pieces, and when you find that person with the right characteristics that can get the ball into the right places, when you were playing, you would be someone that, as you just said, that would be focus, and someone that pick him up, mark him. Match of the day, there's always you scoring a header.
Yeah, but look, I'm going to tell you one that I was not involved that I used to love. Darren Anderton and Teddy Sheringham, they had a couple of set pieces that we never trained. They were them. The coach didn't train. Because I remember that one day, Darren was taking the corner and Teddy was saying, guys, get away from there. I said, what? Get away from there. I'm thinking, why? Get away. And then I went to the second post and it was a pull back for Teddy to hit it. I think I didn't know that because we didn't train it. It was a connection between two players. And they have a couple of ones. And for us, it was great. Imagine, not even the manager needed to get involved in that. It's the connection between two players, that they knew each other, they knew the movement when it was in space. They were only able to do it when the space was there. But when the space was there, they would do it.
Yeah, so, I remember that.
They remember that. So that's something that as a club is great. Now, that is something that I wanted to know, obviously. But it was great for us because they have that connection. Darren had a bending free kick or corner that was perfect for a person like me, getting the ball coming, around for you. You needed to, check him in the direction. It was powerful. It was bent. It was a nice high. So you take advantage of players like Darren Anderton. Gianfranco Zola, it was a different kind of delivery, but you always try to look. Me, I was paying a lot of attention about the players that were taking deliveries, even in open play, the crossing. But in the delivery, I would tell you, it's half of the goal depends on the delivery. You can move, you can block, you can do whatever you want, but if the ball doesn't go where you're expecting the ball to go, you've got no chance.
This leads me also to think that probably it's for set pieces is also worthwhile to talk about players' characteristics. You just mentioned Zola has a different type of delivery than Anderton because of the bending thing that comes straight to you, different than Zola. What more can you tell us in different? For example, David Beckham is famous for his delivery. David Bentley, who played for Spurs as well, has a very good delivery. What characteristics can you describe from different players that you actually caught more your attention?
I think we pay more attention now to the people taking the delivery. I think I would say something even stronger that I do believe. I think teams now should look to have someone in the squad with a good delivery. When you buy a player and when you make your squad, it's not only about, okay, I'm going to do this and this, and that's it. I want a winger, I want a off the front, but any one of them is a good free kick taker, is a good corner taker, because when you add that quality to the characteristics of the players in the whole squad, is when you have someone who can help you to win games. And sometimes we forget about that. And then we got the players, and then we say, okay, who is the best now? Nobody. We don't have one who can take it. So then we put Harry Kane to take corners. No, Steven? Because we don't have anyone. But that's probably, things that we need to think more, because there is little details that you can add to win a football game. So there is someone in the squad. You will expect an offensive player to have that quality. But for many, many years now, in the national team of England, it's Trippier. He's not a striker. He's not a winger. He's not number 10. He's a right back. But when he plays, you go a certain delivery. When he doesn't play, it's a problem, because now you need to look for somebody else. And Sterling is not a free kick taker or a player who's going to take the delivery, or Grealish is not, and you don't have a player. And then maybe you take someone out, and let's say now Declan Rice, we can hit the ball very well, but you don't have him in the box. So you lose something, like probably with Harry Kane the same. So you need to think about it, because the more options you got in your squad, the better results you're going to have, even if it's a little detail. And now we talked before. Now we talk about Spurs. Who is going to take the corner next year?
It'll be Son again.
So do you want Son taking the corners, or you want Son inside the box? So that kind of situation. It's little things, very little ones. But there is things that I think nowadays, I'm not saying that you're going to buy a player just because he hit the ball and then you never play, because that's the other option. No? But the idea is to have someone in certain spaces that can give you that.
It's interesting to talk about characteristics and people that can take a set piece. I'm building my fantasy football team at the minute, and I've picked the Haalands, the Kanes, the Salahs, etc. But then I was looking at who's my tier 2 players, and I went for a list. I googled it, and they listed who takes the corners, who takes the penalties, who takes the free kicks. So I'm looking at Junior Stanislaus at Bournemouth as that player that can give you those extra little points that no one else has. And that's just the research and looking at his characteristics, knowing that actually he is the guy that does all of these things. And that's something that I've never thought about before. And this, in playing fantasy football for years, I've never done it that deep and gone, actually, I need to sort of look into this a bit more and do my own stuff.
Nice. I like that. That's spot on. But when I tell another thing, Mariano, as well, I think you train certain set play for a specific game because the position mark in a certain way. And maybe you get to the game and they change the way of marking for that game. Now, if you don't have the players in the pitch that they will understand there was a change in the way of marking to change what you trained 2 days ago, I don't care that they look at me and saying, oh, they changed the way. Yeah, I know. Me, the idea, no. Sort it out. Do what we trained 2 months ago when we played that team. That, I only achieved that at Brighton.
Thank you for tuning in on our episode Set Pieces Part 2, The Anatomy of a Free Kick at the 12 Man Academy. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to the series, leave a winning review or a 5-star rating on the platform you're listening on. And do not forget to check our website at www.12asintheword-man-academy.com and let us know what would you like to know. If you would like to sponsor this podcast, please email us to sponsors@the12manacademy.com. See you next time at the 12 Man Academy.